Italy ranks 10th globally in military power and operates some of the most combat-proven equipment in NATO, including systems the US military has adopted, purchased, or attempted to copy. While an American invasion would overwhelm Italian forces within weeks, Italy's defense industry has quietly become a global powerhouse, with Italian companies owning US shipyards, arming US aircraft, and building components for American nuclear submarines. Here's every major Italian military asset explained with verified facts. Land vehicles that saw real combat. C1 Ariete main battle tank. Italy's only indigenous main battle tank has served since 1995, with 200 built at roughly $4.85 million each. The Ariete weighs 54 tons with a 120mm OTO Melara smoothbore gun and 1,257 horsepower Fiat Iveco diesel engine, reaching 65 km per hour. Combat record: 6 Ariete tanks deployed to Iraq. Operation Antica Babylonia, 2003 to 2006, with additional modular armor. But notably, the Ariete has never been confirmed in actual tank-on-tank combat. It remains a combat virgin among NATO MBTs. Shocking fact, at the 2016 Strong Europe Tank Challenge, Italian Ariete crews finished 4th of 7 nations, ahead of 2 American M1 Abrams crews. The inferior Italian tank beat America's pride. Comparison to M1 Abrams. The Ariete is lighter, 54 tons versus 62 to 74 tons, uses a less powerful diesel engine, 1,257 horsepower versus 1,500 horsepower turbine, and has significantly shorter thermal sight range, approximately 1,500 meters versus 3,000 to 4,000 meters. Its armor is considered the thinnest among third-generation Western MBTs. However, it can climb 60% gradients, virtually vertical slopes, designed for alpine warfare. Upgrade: Italy signed an €848.8 million contract in August 2023 to upgrade 90 tanks to C2 Ariete standard with 1,500 horsepower engines and third-generation thermal sights, with deliveries through 2030. B1 Centauro wheeled tank destroyer. The Centauro puts a 105mm tank gun on 8 wheels, reaching speeds of 105 to 110 km per hour, faster than many sports cars, with an incredible 800 km range. Over 500 have been built since 1991, with Italy operating 255. Shocking fact number 1. The Centauro's first combat was at Checkpoint Pasta, an abandoned Barilla pasta factory in Mogadishu. On July 2, 1993, 500 Italian troops were ambushed by warlord Aidid's militia in Italy's first army combat since World War II. 7 Centauros helped break the siege, with 2nd Lieutenant Andrea Milivoy killed when observing from his turret. Shocking fact number 2. The Centauro has confirmed combat kills, while the Ariete MBT has 0. In Nasiriyah, Iraq, 2004, Centauros destroyed a building containing snipers with their 105mm guns. Combat deployments: Somalia, 1993, Bosnia, Kosovo, Iraq, 2003 to 2006, Afghanistan, Lebanon, UNIFIL, and now Ukraine. First reports November 2025 with the 78th Air Assault Regiment. Why the US failed to copy it. America leased 16 Centauros from Italy, 2000 to 2002, to study for their M1128 Stryker MGS program. The Stryker MGS was called a piece of junk by Israeli evaluators, had autoloader maintenance nightmares, and was retired in 2022 after only 142 built. The Centauro remains in production with the 120mm Centauro II. Brazil ordered 98 for $1 billion in 2022. Russia wanted 2,500. Moscow tested 3 Centauro variants in 2012 with plans to purchase 2,500 vehicles, canceled after the 2014 Crimea sanctions. Freccia FV, Italy's first fully digitized combat vehicle, the Freccia Aero, carries 8 soldiers plus a 3-man crew at 110 km per hour, with 800 km range. Armed with a 25mm autocannon and Spike LR anti-tank missiles, Over 634 have been ordered for roughly 6.3 million euros each. Comparison to Bradley. The Freccia is faster, 110 kilometers per hour versus 66 kilometers per hour, has double the range, 800 kilometers versus 400 kilometers, and carries 2 more dismounts, 8 versus 6. It's lighter armored than the tracked Bradley, but offers superior strategic mobility. Combat deployment. Afghanistan. First overseas deployment early 2010. PZH-2000 self-propelled howitzer. Italy operates 70 PZH-2000 howitzers, one of the world's most capable artillery systems. The 155mm/52 gun achieves 10 to 13 rounds per minute and can fire 5 rounds to hit a single target simultaneously. MRSI capability. Shocking fact. Rheinmetall expected barrel life of 4,500 shots. In Ukraine combat, PZH-2000 barrels achieve 20,000 shots, more than 4 times the expected lifetime. Range. Standard rounds reach 30 kilometers. Assisted projectiles hit 40+ kilometers. Tests achieve 67 kilometers with new barrels. November 2019. Ukraine donations. Italy delivered 5 PZH-2000s. June 29, 2022, followed by 6 more, October 2022, making Italy the 3rd NATO country to supply these howitzers to Ukraine. The Italian Navy's surprising firepower. Its Cavour aircraft carrier, CVH-550. Commissioned March 27, 2008, Cavour displaces 30,000 tons and carries 20 to 30 aircraft, including F-35B Lightning IIs. First landing July 30th, 2021. Shocking fact. In 2013, tire company Pirelli used Cavour, an active warship, for a press presentation. Guests stayed overnight and motorcycles were ridden on the flight deck for the Angel GT tire launch. Dual role capability. The hangar can alternatively hold 24 Ariete main battle tanks or 100+ light vehicles, with 325 to 416 Marines for amphibious assault. Comparison. At 30,000 tons, Cavour is roughly 1/3 the displacement of U.S. Ford-class supercarriers, 100,000 tons, but comparable to Spain's Juan Carlos I carrier. ITS Trieste LHD, Italy's largest warship since World War II. Commissioned December 7, 2024. Trieste is 38,000 tons full load. Verified as Italy's largest warship since World War II. At 245 meters long, it can carry up to 20 F-35B fighters and 600 Marines with landing craft. Shocking fact. In September 2025, Italian driver Fabio Barone drove a Ferrari SF90 hybrid supercar on Trieste's flight deck to set a speed record. The backup carrier, with dual island design, like British Queen Elizabeth class, Trieste effectively gives Italy 2 F-35B capable flat tops. It's actually larger than Italy's dedicated carrier, Cavour. FREMM frigates. The design America chose, then abandoned. Italy operates 10 FREMM frigates, Bergamini class, displacing approximately 6,500 tons with Aster 15/30 missiles, 127mm guns, and room for 2 helicopters. Built by Fincantieri for roughly 590 million euros each. Shocking fact. The U.S. Navy selected the Italian FREMM as the basis for its new Constellation-class frigate, then canceled the program on November 25, 2025, after only 2 ships of 20 planned will be completed. The U.S. made so many changes that the American version had only 15% commonality with the Italian original, versus 85% target, causing 3+ year delays and $1.5+ billion cost overruns. Export success: Egypt, 3 ships, Morocco, 1, Indonesia, 6 ordered, Greece, 2+2 option signed September 2025. Type 212A submarines, Totoro class. Italy operates 4 Totoro class submarines with revolutionary hydrogen fuel cell air. Independent propulsion, AIP, the first fuel cell submarines in series, production worldwide. Shocking fact. German U-32, sister boat to Italian Todaro class, set the world record. 18 days submerged without surfacing during an Atlantic crossing. The entire hull is made of non-magnetic steel, making it invisible to magnetic anomaly detectors. Specifications: 1,830 tons submerged, 20 knots, 6 torpedo tubes, crew of just 27. At roughly 400 to 500 million euros each, they cost 1/7 of a U.S. Virginia-class nuclear submarine, $3.4 billion. Italy ordered 4 additional U-212NFS, near-future submarine, for delivery 2027 to 2030. OTO Melara naval guns on 60 Navy's ships. The OTO Melara 76mm gun is one of the most popular naval guns ever produced, with over 1,000 guns serving 60-plus navies worldwide, including the U.S. Navy, designated Mark 75. U.S. Navy use, installed on 51 Oliver Hazard Perry-class frigates and Coast Guard cutters. License manufactured by FMC Corporation from 1975. First U.S.-built gun delivered August 1978. Shocking fact: the 76mm super rapid fires 120 rounds per minute, 2 shells every second. Both Iran and North Korea reverse-engineered and copied this Italian gun, Iran's Fajr 27, proving its excellence. Volcano-guided ammunition. Leonardo invested 200 million euros developing GPS-guided rounds that give the 76mm gun 40-plus kilometers range and the 127mm gun 100 to 120 kilometers precision strike capability, turning conventional naval guns into precision weapons rivaling cruise missiles at a fraction of the cost per shot. Air power and air defense. Eurofighter Typhoon. Italy operates approximately 93 Eurofighter Typhoons, 95 delivered, 2 lost in accidents, stationed at 4 bases. Italy was the first nation to deploy Typhoons on Quick Reaction Alert. December 16, 2005. Combat deployments. Libya 2011. Combat air patrols from March 29, 2011. NATO Baltic air policing, 2015. Anti-ISIS operations in Kuwait since March 2019, where Italian Typhoons set an 8+ hour ISR mission record, April 14, 2022. The Raptor Salad incident at Red Flag, Alaska 2012. German Eurofighter pilots claimed victories against F-22 Raptors in close-range dogfights. German pilots bragged about Raptor Salad for lunch and painted kill markings on their aircraft. However, F-22s reportedly flew with external tanks, and rules prevented beyond visual range combat, where the Raptor excels. F-35 Lightning II, Europe's only assembly line. Italy operates a growing fleet of F-35A and F-35B aircraft, with 115 currently on order. Target 131. Total program cost exceeds 25 billion euros. Shocking fact: Italy hosts the only F-35 assembly facility outside the United States, the FACO at Cameri Air Base. This 101-acre facility, with 750-plus workers, assembled the first international F-35 flight, September 7, 2015, and the first F-35B built outside America, May 5, 2017. Wingmaker to the world. Camry produces 835 F-35A wing sets for the global fleet, meaning every F-35A flying anywhere in the world has Italian-made wings. European MRO hub. Camry services all European F-35s, with Norway the first international customer. July 2022. Belgium confirmed May 2025 that their F-35s will be assembled at Cameri. Could Italy survive a U.S. invasion? The brutal math. Budget: U.S. $916 billion versus Italy approximately $35 billion, 26-1. Personnel: 1.4 million versus 165,500, 8.5-1. Aircraft: 13,000 plus versus 729, 18-1. Tanks: 5,500 plus versus 200, 27-1. Carriers: 11 supercarrier strike groups versus 2 light carriers. Nuclear weapons: thousands versus 0. Realistic timeline without Allied help. Air superiority lost within days. Naval control, lost within 1 to 2 weeks. Conventional resistance, weeks to 1 to 2 months before major strategic positions fall. What would actually matter? Italy's 8 modern AIP submarines could harass invasion fleets. Komsubin special operators, whose World War II predecessors famously damaged the British fleet, could conduct asymmetric coastal attacks. Eurofighter Typhoons with Meteor missiles would extract a price in air combat. But these are delays, not defenses. The real answer. This scenario is impossible in reality. Italy hosts critical U.S. military infrastructure, Aviano Air Base, Naval Air Station Sigonella, the U.S. 6th, Fleet Headquarters in Naples. An Italian admiral, Giuseppe Cavo Dragone, became chair of the NATO Military Committee in January 2025. NATO Article 5 means attacking Italy, means war with 31 nations. Italy's military is designed for NATO collective defense, Mediterranean security, and crisis management, not defeating superpowers. It's a capable, professional force that punches above its weight in international operations. Its special forces have genuine heritage. Its defense industry supplies American forces, but against the full might of U.S. military power, unilateral Italian resistance would be measured in weeks, not months.